Well, good afternoon, guys. And ladies, if there are any out there that are watching the channel. I don't know if I featured this Simplicity 7790 diesel before on my channel. I think I have, but if I have not, my apologies. I bought this tractor last December. A friend of mine who lives pretty much right over the hill that way has a Alice Chalmers 920 diesel, which is the Alice Chalmers equivalent to this tractor, and he tagged along with me and went to go look at this tractor. I bought it for a really good deal, considering what was wrong with it and what these tractors go for and for how uncommon they are. I don't want to necessarily call them rare. I mean, they are rare compared to like a 7117 or a 7010 tractors, just your plain Jane tractors like that. There aren't as many of these out there. The main problem with this tractor was it did not run, or like it would start but it would not stay running, and all I ended up doing was bleeding the fuel system and adjusting the governor case, the timing on there, or the throttle adjustment I should say, not the timing. This here is like the overall throttle, the initial throttle stop. There is a high up here, a high and low. That might be mixing them up, but there is throttle stops on top. But this one here, the wire, as you can tell, has been cut. The wire is supposed to go through there, and this thing ran in almost all the way. This thing is almost all the way flush, and I still don't have this thing adjusted to where the engine runs at full throttle, but it does start and run. And what I've done to it this afternoon was I added brakes. So it's got the parking brake on it now. It never had a parking brake before. It is missing pretty much the bright shiny black linkages in the brake shoe. It was missing all that. I ended up getting a parts tractor from work for a really good deal, and that's all that's left of it, really. It was a rolling chassis. I took the rear end out because this rear end is in much better shape than the one that's in the tractor. The one that's in the tractor is, if I grab it from the other side, I mean, that's all the slop in the bevel gearbox. So this thing chatters pretty good. And also what turns me off a little bit is some idiot that should not have a welder welded the pulley on to the bevel gearbox shaft, did not put the nuts back on. So that's going to be interesting to get the side panel off. I might leave this one on the old bevel gearbox and use this side panel with the bevel gearbox in this tractor, because I'm told that these have a slightly wider stance in the back. Like the wheel flanges just stick out a little bit farther on the diesels. I can't confirm that. I've never measured them. I do know that the rear tires do stick out past the fronts. But another big reason is I pulled the wheels off, and I now have a set of matching wheels on all four corners that have decent paint on them. They're not original paint, but you really wouldn't notice. I mean, it's better than what was on there. Not to mention these tires are junk. These tires aren't much better. They're almost bald in the back. They're more bald than these tires are, but at least they don't have dry rot cracking like this all the way around, because this tire wouldn't hold air for very long. This one's still alright, except somebody put like 45 pounds of air in the tire. It's like a balloon. But once I get some air in these tires, because they've been sitting for a while, the tractor, it's going to be used this year for mowing. I got a lead on a mower deck from work as well, and I may put power steering on this tractor. We'll see. First things first is the bevel gearbox and motor mounts. because the motor mounts on this thing are, well, pretty much gone. I mean, it does not take much effort to pick the motor up out of the tractor. And the sad part is motor mounts are no longer available for those that are not familiar with these tractors. So I'm trying to come up with an alternative. I'm not going to solid mount. I'm still going to use the rubber isolator mounts, but I'm going to see if I can find something from like McMaster Car or Zorro or Granger, an industrial parts company like that. Another thing that I would like to know, maybe Zippo would be able to tell me, is I'd like to know what year this tractor is. That's the tag, or what's left of it. I mean, it's missing part of the serial number, sadly, but I don't know if those first 6 digits, the last number would be a 2, 001702. Who knows what the rest of it said. That's a portion of the sticker there, but I'd like to figure out what year it is. I think these came out in 1984. I don't know if it's an 84 and 85. I think they only maybe made this tractor for about 2 years. I can't quite remember. I know I'm probably wrong, so someone will correct me, but if anyone does have any information on this tractor, please let me know. I really want to learn on this thing. Oh, and one last note, I might be getting a tiller for this thing too. I have the upper and lower mounts for a tiller, but no tiller itself. And I know there's one local, about 15 minutes away from here. So I may snag that up, we'll see. Not that I have much use for it, but this would be a perfect tractor for tilling, that's for sure. So, anywho, enough of this, and I'll talk to y'all in the next one.